On today's episode of WatchJRGo, it is time for this house to really come together and for us to get started on the next part, building one of the greatest showers in the world. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are going to get to work on the shower, but we're also supposed to get carpet, which we were also supposed to get 2 days ago, and then 1 day ago, and now, hopefully, if the carpet guys come through today, by the end of the day, this room should have carpet, and the echo should be gone, and the living room should have carpet, and I will be ready to move in. Now, we're still waiting on a couple things. Doors and base are ordered. A lot of the doors, all the doors, had to be custom made because they have white painted jambs, and they're coming in unfinished red oak, and we're gonna clear coat that after we stain it to match the floor. So I know, a lot of white, right? A lot of white, probably too much white. So to bring all this together and make the house look natural, we are doing some pretty custom doors. Although most of that is just because there were weird door sizes in this house, so we had to find a way to make them fit. So custom cut down doors was the way. And it didn't cost too much at the end of the day. We're at about $2,200 in doors and baseboard all the way around the entire house. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Just the base was actually pretty expensive because we're doing a 5-inch base to really, you know, stand out against the walls. But that's not what we're here to do today, because that won't be here until sometime next week, and I sure don't need doors to move in. Honestly, I'm kind of liking the doorless house. Eric and I talked about it, and we were like, why didn't we just do finished sheetrock all the way on every single door frame and just not put any doors in this house? Because it really is a giant 1-bedroom house. Like, it's all built around the master. And sure, there's 2, possibly 3 more bedrooms downstairs, but in reality, it's built as a giant 1-bedroom, and it would be cool with no doors. So I already finished up the toilet room here. I went ahead and put a control 4 switch in here. I know it's overkill, but I figure everything in the bathroom should be control 4, and we've got another Kohler Atmo, and this one's really quiet. Listen to that, you can barely hear that it's on. So I'm very happy with that. Honestly, once I picked these fans, there was no way I was going over to the Panasonics. I know everyone keeps saying that, but just that one's loud and this one's perfect. Today, we're building one of the most expensive showers there is. This would easily cost $50,000 in any other project, but scraping everything together here, there's some used parts, and a tile guy who is incredible, but kind of friends. He built Hoovie's dad's house. He built one of my best friend's house. A lot of really cool houses. He's doing my tile work, and I know his work's incredible, and it's gonna be wild. So let's talk about it. So everywhere you see this pile of Kohler boxes and all of this stuff, this is the shower. It will come all the way out to here. And of course, this vent is about to move back over into that wall. It already had this weird jog in it, which is pretty funny, from where they kind of built a wall previously where they used to have the vanity. We're just gonna move this whole vent over and then come back up and then pick it back up in the attic. So we're gonna solve that problem. It'll be pretty fun to take care of. I can't wait to get all this out of here. Obviously, all this wiring will go away because all the lights are changing in here and all that fun stuff. So we actually already have all the new wire in, and this circuit is going to move to power the shower. Yes, power the shower. So before we get into that, let's talk about the shower. All of this will be glass except for a pony wall right here in front of me. There's gonna be a pony wall. And right here, where this wall is, will be the double vanities. All of that. I think there's 86 inches of vanity right there. That's gonna be a custom cabinet build that we just need to go order, basically. We have it, when we spec'd the kitchen, they measured all this. Oh, there you go. They drew it on the wall for us. So triple stack, and then 36, triple stack, 36 or 30, and then another triple stack. That is the vanity right there. And the bottom cabinet is getting killed for the steam generator for the shower. So if you're standing in the shower, the steam's gonna come out right here into the shower through its steam port, which means we have to get control across here. And in the shower, we'll have the bathtub in this back corner at a diagonal. So that's gonna be pretty cool. It'll be in the shower. The bathtub fills from the ceiling, which is pretty insane. It's one of my favorite gimmicks that in nice hotels and stuff like that, if you've stayed in Vegas a bit or just kind of around the country, there's plenty of ceiling fills. Bass Pro ceiling fill, if I remember right, in the Pyramid. Lots of ceiling fills, and they're really fun. They're really noisy, and there's a little bit of splashing, but they're laminar flow out of the ceiling. It's just a perfect column of water coming out of the ceiling. So I had to do it. You know I had to do it. But over here, this is where the actual shower magic happens. It'll be rain head, standard head, hand shower, body jets with a normal 6 body jets here in the front. And then of course, this whole sistered up wall is for the control system. Let's talk about that. This is the shower control system. This is the Kohler DTV ecosystem controller. You can see the ports on it are labeled valve, control panel, accessory, and network. The network sits on the Ethernet, and you can control the shower with basically just an API. Like if you send a start command to the IP address, it'll start the shower. So that means I can come over here to control 4, and I think there's probably a Kohler DTV driver for it, and I can push like the good morning button, and the shower will automatically start warming up and driving towards its preset temperature automatically with one button. That's really the goal, is when you push the top button in the bathroom, or maybe the second button. The top button might be lights, the second button might be start your morning. Everything wakes up for you automatically. This is it's a lot of control, and I am here for it because this is the stuff I absolutely live for. Ever since that Disney movie Smart Home, like 20 years ago, I had to have a smart home, and this is up there with as smart as they come. Here are the valves that make all the magic happen. This is the Kohler 6-port DTV valve. So you got your cold and hot in, 3/4 inch lines, and all of these 1/2 inch outputs. So main shower, hand shower or rain head, hand shower or rain head, body jet, and these ones can run a massage program to switch through the body jets real fast. Who knows if I'll use it. It's probably hard on the valve. And this valve, which I don't like, this looks professional. Come on, Kohler. This looks like something you'd install in a custom project. This looks like something a homeowner would install. But this one doesn't need an ecosystem controller. It uses a button. And this valve is just here to control the bathtub. So all of this extra work to make sure the bathtub fills from the ceiling from an electronic button. In this box here, you can see the 99693P DTV system controller. So this is the touchscreen, completely waterproof touchscreen that goes in the shower to control it. And hopefully by the end of the day, we've got that lit up so you guys can see what's going on there. Over here, woo, the carpet guys are on the way. I just got off the phone with them. They said they should be here in a few minutes. All right, quick wrap up on all the stuff we're talking about here. I don't think you guys can, it's hard to put into words how excited I am about this. I should talk about DTV showers real quick. First of all, one of the funniest things ever is I went to Hajoka here in town, and I was like, hey, this is the shower I did at the lake house. That's the toilet I want. This is what we're doing at the new house. And they were like, we haven't sold a single one of any of those products ever, which is crazy. So anyway, I asked them to quote this job, and I sent them all the part numbers, and we had an account there so I would get wholesale pricing, and they wouldn't even get back with me. They replied to my email saying how busy they were and they would eventually get back to me, and it just never happened. But Ferguson came through on all of this. Shout out to them. And we ended up with a sea of white boxes, and I couldn't be happier. And honestly, this shower is the anchor that is the reason that everything else in the house is Kohler, because they make beautiful stuff. Everyone's gonna give it to them that they make the most beautiful products. The prices are crazy. And this all comes together to complete my dream of a digital shower that I have had for, I don't know, 15 years. When DTV came out, I saw the YouTube video of it and knew I had to have it then. And then I got to use it in Trump Tower in Chicago on a rally. And it is the greatest showering system there has ever been. And it just makes you so happy to get in the shower and push a touchscreen and all of this magic happens. It's unbelievable. I think every single day this shower will put a smile on your face. Think of how much horsepower. Think of if this was a home improvement, the level of horsepower this shower has. It's just absolutely incredible. Everything taken to an extreme. And that's not as extreme as we're going. What we're gonna do in here is get the tile backer board up with Mike, the tile guy, and he's going to heat everything from the walls all the way through the floors in here, 100% heated with Schluter and Dietrich heat, and maybe 2 thermostats. We haven't decided if we're doing 2 zones yet. Hopefully I can control those with Control 4.2 so the floors start warming up automatically when you start your morning process. And then the ceiling has to be sloped for the steam. I didn't realize that. For a steam shower, if you don't slope your tile ceiling, the water drips off the ceiling on you as it condenses. Crazy, right? All this stupid stuff creates new problems that you would have never imagined. I'm lucky I'm working with some really good guys that are helping me do all that magic. But the Kohler DTV magic, I figured it all out on myself, and I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna plumb it all by myself, obviously. And then we'll just get some 3/4 pipe up to it, and it should work just great. Back to the unboxing. Here's the bathtub controls. They're incredible. I absolutely love the DTV mode. You can see there's a power button and a bathtub button, and then there's this giant ring around it is how you adjust the temperature. So you'll just come in and hit power for the tub as well. Ooh, they gave me a bunch of cable. Cool. I needed a bunch of cable to reach the controller. Okay, now the tricky part. First, I gotta get everything 100% out of this room so they can start on carpet, but I gotta open up this access panel and start building mounts because it needs a lot of power. We need a lot of outlets to run this thing, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think we could probably get away with 2 outlets, but in the future, we'll probably need 3. So I need to put a quad box right up here, 4 outlets right there with power coming up, and then 2 3/4 PEX coming up, hot, cold. We're gonna tee that, bring it over to both controllers, and also it needs water hammer arresters. Kohler wants water hammer arresters. I think they're kind of a scam because eventually they just fail, and it's just an empty vessel with no pressure in it, holding extra water. But we're gonna put water hammer arresters in because they asked for it. And then we're gonna take all 6 lines up, and then these 2 lines on this controller have to be connected together as a high volume tub filler. So we'll bring those together, tee them, and then come up and go through the ceiling over to the top. So a lot of stuff has to be built to make all this happen. It's one of the most complicated and insane shower installs there is, and I sure am excited about it. I also think it's the world's greatest value add to a house. People are obsessed with their huge showers now. So when you're doing a custom house, you just kind of have to do this. And also it's my dream, so we're doing it. Let me get some stuff cleaned up and then let's get to work. Just like that, a few hours later and we've got carpet. Take a look at this. I went pretty wild with the carpet. I wanted it to be a statement, let's be honest. So the carpet runs the opposite direction of the wood as well, because it is patterned. And you can tell like it's really loud out here as well. And now when we walk in these rooms, the echo is gone. I can even talk pretty loudly. There's a little bit of a tail if I'm really loud, but we have solved a lot of the echo. As soon as I go get some vents and some outlet covers, it's time to start putting the couch and chairs and stuff from the other house in here. So I'm gonna go start hauling stuff over. But first I got a couple hours of sitting down putting outlet covers on. I got something like 40 or 50 of them. It's gonna take a little bit of time. We can bring the receiver back in here, and you know what else we can do? Something the internet loves more than anything. All right, that looks way better. And now all we're missing, of course, is base outlet covers, and there's gonna be this giant entertainment center right there that hides everything back there and gives me a place to put the receiver and gives me a place to put speakers. And then I'm gonna need some towers because I have a ton of the Lego architecture collection, and I do kind of like the Legos being around the TV. I just got back from Lowe's where I bought, I think, everything to roughen this shower. This is what $200 of PEX fittings looks like, and it is a lot. It's mostly for all these drop ears that I need for the shower connections and the body jets and all that stuff. We're getting this thing put together here. It does take a long time, there's no doubt about that, working inside this little access hole here. And somehow, I guess the carpet guys just did this. There's a big notch out of my wall. So now I gotta fill that and paint, but you know what? There's plenty of little touch-up paint spots anyway that we've messed up. So I can't be too mad about that. Now, The first valve is obviously in. I had to add some blocking. You can see the big 6-port valve hanging out in here. All the connections are gonna have to angle that way and go right up between these boards here. This is all gonna be actually really, really tricky to figure out. There's hardly enough space in this wall to build this system. It's pretty crazy. And the crazier thing is some people build this and the wall isn't openable with an access panel. But the power supply is mounted right there to the inside of the stud, and you open up, you pull off these little things right there, these little waterproof blocks, and then we'll plug in the power supply. It goes in there just like so, a little snap, and then you're supposed to get these little waterproof blocks pushed back into the valve's cover so that they don't ever fall out, and it kind of keeps it waterproof. Then there's this very expensive cable, which is hilarious. It's just RJ11 to like 4 pins basically on an 8-pin connector. This is the cable over to the DTV interface, which is what actually controls the valve. So we've got to pull out another one of those. This is the biggest one there is, and you put it in here just like so. And then we can close this thing up. It's done other than the water connections. It's too bad this is kind of a cheap cable. It could have been so much better. We've got the data and power cover snapped back on here, and this valve is ready to be hooked up to some water and some water hammer arresters. These things have a specific ways they install, which is pretty funny. They both have to have the outlets above the inlets. So the hot and cold inputs must always be closest to the floor. It says it'll damage it if you hook it up the other way. So we're doing exactly that. Luckily this does work out. This one will face this way, this one will face this way, and all the piping will go up through there. So lots of work to plumb this thing, but we're getting closer. Time to hang some more blocking, and then the controller here will go right here. That way if anything ever happens, it's easy to connect everything and reset everything. It's just gonna sit right back there. All right, first fire up just to see this magic happen. We've got the bold look of Kohler here. It takes a long time for this touchscreen to boot up. There we go. No IP address. You can see the network's not hooked up, so we got 0000. I should probably let it have an IP address. I gotta figure some things out here. What is C and D? I went ahead and just skipped the whole configuration. Let's hit shower. This is what it looks like. So that'll be normal shower, hand shower. You can change all these logos to be whatever they correspond to. Body jets. This is awesome, guys. And then if you hit start, the valve will start. Okay, we're gonna stop, because it's trying to find water and set to the target temperature because it's thermostatic. Oh, it's so cool. Once you set the temperature, you never have to set it again. And then when you're done, you just hit power and the shower shuts down. I planned on having basically all of this done today, and I bought everything at Lowe's to do it. I bought all these 1/2-inch adapters to go in all these ports and then go over to elbows and go up. But now that this thing is installed, and installed with enough room for us to service it down the road, because you have to be able to open this, I realized there's really no way I'm going to get another fitting and then an elbow and then run up. There's just no room. So just now I bought a big pack of threaded elbows, PEX A. They're actually pretty hard to find. But now those are on the way. I got 10 of those coming. And that's how we're going to put all this together, which kind of puts a stop to this whole thing right now. We're gonna have to wait on those. And then this, this is such a consumer feeling product. It doesn't seem professional at all with these horrible copper stub outs. I'm not a fan of this. Everything should be threaded. And now we're gonna have to braze on, I guess, elbows, honestly. I'm gonna have to put elbows on this too. And then come straight out and then put some kind of actual connector on there. Or I guess I could just braze on a little PEX A coupler and then run all the PEX A down, and we're gonna junction all the water right down here, and then we're gonna take everything else up and we'll be good to go. But the shower is hooked up, it kind of works, and oh, the shower valve's maybe shutting down, maybe doing weird things, not quite sure what it's doing. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug that so it doesn't do anything else. and we have to get some Ethernet up to this thing because it does need internet. It runs system updates and stuff like that. And of course, the control system in the house will be able to make calls to this to turn it on and start your shower and everything automatically. So one light switch will take care of everything you want in the morning. You'll just hit like good morning and the house will wake up, shower will start, everything will go at once. So this is pretty cool. We're getting there. At least we got the stuff mounted and we've got carpet, so we solved a lot of the echo. Technically, I could go start grabbing stuff and moving in, but I think we're gonna have baseboard here really shortly, so I'm gonna put off, I planned on moving in today. I'm gonna put it off a little bit further so that we can have everything done. I don't have to move my bed and everything like that again. But I could go get stuff. I really wanna go get stuff. I really wanna wait on base too. So I need to start building the balancing loops for the body jets and a few things like that. I need to kind of figure out what body jet heights are, because obviously, you know, it needs 6 of them, and where the center shower head needs to go, all this fun stuff. I have to do some figuring, and then I have to do some building. I pulled in some Ethernet and we got internet to this thing, so it's finally starting to do all of its updates and set up all that fun stuff. I think that is where I actually have to stop tonight, because first of all, we need all these and we gotta put all the plumbing together, really. So this I knew was gonna take a long time to build, and it's only gonna take longer. There's still configurations that need done on this, and of course that ends up getting mounted in the shower, probably right in the middle of the shower. I wanna walk in and hit the power button, and also there's lots of programming to do to get all the external stuff to work too. So that was a lot. The power supplies, all this junk. I'm gonna mount this power supply, obviously, maybe 3D print a little bracket that lets it sit right there. And then the other power supplies were mountable. So we're up and running on the data side, and we're very far from up and running on the plumbing side. Guys, come on, the shower having its own web server, how cool is that? You can see what the touchscreen sees. That's so crazy. You can run everything from here. Let's see if there's see if it'll do the updates. Come on, I know there's gotta be an update. There we go. Now it's actually going. It was supposed to do all this automatically, but apparently it does whatever it wants. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. All right, guys, I know it doesn't look like much, but I spent a good amount of time cleaning up wiring, tiring it up, making raceways with zip ties. Everything is hooked up and running. The valves have been tested, all the connections have been made, except for the water, obviously, and we pulled power from the basement and added this quad box right there. So we've got plenty of power to run all of this, plus an accessory in case you need to plug your laptop in while you're testing or something like that, right? So one open outlet there. Here is the bath controller, all that good stuff tested. And we redid a lot of the stuff that I did last night. I needed help to pull wire in. And then once I started pulling wire, I was like, you know what? I can't redo this in the future, right? What if this ever breaks? So we pulled it all back out, and I grabbed some more Smurf tubing, and we ran that down to the basement all the way into the utility room, where all of the data comm comes out now for steam generator, shower control, well, bathtub control, all that fun stuff. And additional Ethernet for the spare bathtub controller in case we need it. And also, blocking is installed, center lines are drawn. That's where the rain head goes. It's pretty much all set up. The only thing that's really left is figuring out how deep the body sprays need to mount and which body sprays I can actually use. I've been staring at CAD drawings for the last couple hours trying to figure out what finished depths are gonna look like, because we don't know how thick the tile is, how thick the backer board is, how thick any of it is. We don't know how thick any of it is. And it all adds up, and you have to get those finished depths right or none of this stuff goes together. So it would be really bad if we got to the end and found out we had to cut out the tile or something crazy. So integrating a shower like this is a Herculean task. Hopefully you guys never have to do it, and if you do it, I hope you're working from CAD drawings on a computer and not in real life and betting on the future. It's really hard to do it like that.